Good morning, welcome to 5 Minute Feldy on a cloudy Monday morning here in Melbourne, and may the 4th be with you. Today we're going to do something to do with the pelvis, paying attention to the pelvis. Now the pelvis is, I just have a little pelvis here, so sort of modelled slightly smaller than life size. Now the pelvis is a really important part of ourselves. It's got big bones, big muscles around. Biomechanically, it's central to our movement. It cradles the centre of gravity. It's located, cradled by the pelvis. And of course, all the important organs in the abdomen are cradled by the pelvis as well. We also have at the base the pelvic floor, the anus and genitals. So it's really central to life. So it's important that this is in our awareness as we move around. So today we're simply going to be sensing the pelvis. You can do this in any position. You could lie down, sitting, you could even be standing if you like, but I suggest just getting really comfortable. You could close your eyes for this. I'll try not to do anything visually interesting, but suit yourself. But I suggest closing your eyes to turn your attention inside. So please do pay attention to your pelvis once you've got nice and comfortable, and get a sense of how is it supported. Depends what position you're in. If you're sitting, for example, you can see the base of the chair is supporting your pelvis. Or lying down. If you're standing, you're not directly supported by anything, but I guess your pelvis rests on top of your legs. What's your sense of the weight of your pelvis? How heavy do you think how heavy does it seem to you if you had to lift, if you had to move it around? How much work would you have to do? And get a sense of the dimensions, the size of your pelvis. So, for example, how wide is it? If you think of from left to right, imagine the width of your pelvis. And also from front to back, how far is it? How deep is it from front to back? And to get a sense of the pelvis from top to bottom. I guess it's hard to define where you say the top or the bottom of it, but just think of how deep is your pelvis from top to bottom? What's your sense of that? And then get a sense of how your pelvis connects to other parts of yourself. So at the back, there's the vertebral column, comes down and connects to the pelvis through the sacrum and the tailbone. What's your sense of the vertebral column connecting to and interacting with your pelvis? And then, of course, the legs connect to the pelvis. So think of your left hip, the hip joint, where the left leg joins the pelvis. How do you sense that? How do you feel that? And on the other side, the right leg, sense and pay attention to the connection of the right leg with your pelvis. Think of the right hip joint, where that ball and socket joint joins. And now think down into the base of the pelvis. So the pelvis is like a bowl, and at the base of the bowl it's open, and that's covered by the pelvic floor and the anus and the genitals. So attend to that area. What do you sense or feel or visualize of the pelvic floor, the anus, the genitals? By the way, as you're sensing all those things, what's your point of view? Where are you looking from? Are you getting a visual image? Is it as if you're looking from your head down to there? Or are you standing outside yourself and looking at yourself? Or are you seeing yourself or sensing yourself from down there in the pelvis? You might like to experiment, change your point of view, look from a different place. Now, pay attention to your breath, and good morning, and think of your breath going down into the pelvis. Maybe even take a slightly deeper breath and sense how the breath can sink down in, and as you breathe in, it slightly presses into the pelvis. Maybe even feeling it's expanding, pushing sideways, front to back and downwards and down into the pelvic floor. And now you've sensed the pelvis, do a little bit of a move. Just move around a little bit to feel, just a small movement, but somehow to get a feeling of the action of the pelvis. And also do a little bit of activating the pelvic floor. Just do something to contract. Feel like you're pulling the pelvic floor up into the abdomen. Just very gently, contract and release once or twice to get a sense of movement there. Okay, and that'll do. We've done a detailed sensing of the pelvis. So rest, and then when you're ready, I suggest get up and move around, have a walk, and pay attention to sense your pelvis as that center of movement as you walk around. Okay, we'll finish there. Thank you very much. Please stay safe and keep moving. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live.